Welcome to this online yoga class. My name is Natalie. I will lead you through a 45 minutes Vinyasa flow class. It's for beginners and intermediate students, and the focus is on the full body. So we'll move through many different poses, focusing on all areas in your body. All my poses are suggestions, so you can always adjust them to what is good for you. You can come in a child's pose during the class, during any pose really, and I'll also give alternative poses during the class. Let's start. Come and sit down on your mat. You can also sit up on a block. And then let's start by closing our eyes. Bringing all the attention to ourselves. Let your yoga mat be your island for the next 45 minutes. And let all your attention be with yourself. Then start to focus on your breath. Notice how the air comes in and out your body. Start to breathe a bit longer and deeper. Start your inhalations from your belly, blowing up your belly like a balloon. Then traveling up, expanding your rib cage, and finally feeling how your collarbones lift. And then when you exhale, start from the belly again. First the navel draws back in, then the ribs come back to center, and finally your collarbones will move down. If you are familiar with Ujjayi breath, you can practice this. You do it by tightening the back of the throat just a little, creating a hissing sound. It's quite meditative. It's louder than your thoughts, and it also warms up your body faster. If you're new to it, you can focus on breathing in and out through the nose during the whole class. Then start to lift your pelvic floor muscles and pull in your lower abdominals. These areas are called Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha in yoga philosophy. It will protect your lower back in some of the poses. And in yoga philosophy, we say it helps keeping your energy in your body. Then set an intention for yourself, something you would like to focus on during this class. If you're sitting on a block, gently put it to the side. Slowly open your eyes and start to make circular movements with your upper body. On your inhalation, pushing forward your chest. On your exhalation, up and around spine, gently hanging on the knees. And also do it to the other side. You can follow your breath with the front of the circle on your inhalation and being in the back of the circle when you exhale. One last circle. And then on your inhalation, interlace your fingers and bring your chest forward, shoulders down and back. And exhale, release. One more time. If you can't interlace your fingers, just grab your elbows, push your chest out. And exhale, release. Then come on all fours. I'll show you from the side. Hands on your shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers widely spread. On your inhalation, slowly bring your chest forward, lift your tailbone, and exhale, push out your back towards the ceiling. And again, inhale, slowly bringing your chest forward, lifting your tailbone. Exhale, pushing out your spine towards the ceiling. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then with a neutral spine, wag your tail as if you're a dog. You're releasing any tension in your lower back and your hips. Then step your right foot forward and keep your right hand on the floor and the inside of the foot. So your knee and your shoulder are together. You can also do it on your fingertips. Now lengthen your other arm, make a long line with both arms, and then start to make circles. Choose which side feels nicest for you. And notice how in the inhalation, in the top part of your circle, you're opening your chest towards the ceiling. And when you exhale, your chest is facing the mat. 2 more circles. Follow your breath. You can do it as fast or slow as you like. And then we're going to do the other side. So now place your left hand on the floor and lift your right arm and make big circles. Following your fingertips with your gaze. 2 more circles. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Then let's warm up the abdominals by making a high plank for 3 breaths. 1, really push up from the floor. Keep your fingers widely spread. 2 and 3. Then let's go to the other side. So the left foot comes forward now, left hand on the inside of the foot, either on your full hand or on your fingertips. And make big circles with your right arm now. Inhale, top part. Exhale, bottom part. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, and the other side, right hand under your shoulder, left arm up, and follow your fingertips with your gaze, and notice how the upper body rotates with this movement. 2 more circles. 1 and 2. Then come back to all fours. We're going to come into downward dog. So tuck your toes under, bring the hips to heels, spread your fingers wide, middle fingers facing forward, hands shoulder width apart, and then lift your sitting bones up in the sky. So don't hang with your weight over your wrists. Push away from the floor, stretching out your arms and your spine. You can bend your knees. Over time, you might be able to straighten the legs further, but most importantly, you have long arms and a long spine, sitting bones up in the sky. And you're actively pushing away from the floor, from the base of your index finger and thumb. Your feet are hip distance apart, parallel. And keep breathing in and out through the nose during the whole class. And then look towards your hands, walk your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. You can also place your hands on shins. Exhale, bend forward. Let's do that with bent knees. Inhale, straighten the legs, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, bend knees, fold. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now let's bend our knees, hips a little bit towards the back. And then slowly roll up, pressing the feet down in the floor and slowly standing up. Let's continue our warm up with a sun salutation. So starting front of the mat, feet together. Inhale, bring your arms up, look up. And exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, step your feet back. Come into cobra or upward dog. Inhale, roll your shoulders to your heels, hips are pressing down in the floor. Exhale, push through the hands and tighten your core. And come into your downward dog for 5 breaths. 1, bringing your chest towards your toes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look towards the hands, jump or step in between. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your arms down. We do that again till the downward dog, and then it's called a Vinyasa. Inhale, bring your arms up. And exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, jump or step back. And choose cobra or upward dog. Upward dog is like this, with your arms straight, pushing up from the floor, opening your chest. And then from your core muscles, you lift your hips up, pressing through the hands. For 5 breaths. 1, 2, your gaze is through your knees towards the back or towards your navel. 4, and 5. Look towards your hand and step your right foot in between. If you can't go there in one time, you can step your right foot, or you can drag it, forward like this. Then on your inhalation, you're gonna come up with your arms up, and then you straighten your legs. And then when you exhale, you're gonna bend the right knee and rotate your upper body to the right. 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now inhale, you're gonna move up, and then your left heel is gonna come to the floor, and you're coming to your normal side into your warrior bee position. If you look down, your heels should be in one line, shoulders down, arms straight. Your gaze is all over your right fingertips. And then your upper body will move, but your legs will stay where they are. So on your inhalation, you move to the side, exhalation up, then chest forward. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale back to center 3 times. Inhale, and exhale. Keep your legs firm. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. We're gonna come into Ardha Chandrasana. I like to step my left foot a bit closer like this, and then gently bring my fingertips to the floor. If you have a block or a book, you could use that, so your hand is a little bit higher, and you can press down on the block. You can make it as high or low as you want it, and I would advise you to place it in front of the foot and then a little bit towards the right, so where your pinky toe is of your right foot. Now in this pose, you are stacking your hips on top of each other. So the left hip goes on top of the right. You can keep your arm by your side, or you can keep it up in the air. You can also look to the side or to your hand, or look to the floor. Keep your left foot flexed, and stay here for one more deep breath. And then on your inhalation, gently step your foot back, and then step into downward facing dog. And then we can move to the other side. So now step your left foot forward. Keep that right heel off the floor, arms up. Inhale, straighten both legs. And exhale, bend the left knee and rotate the upper body. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, come up, right foot to the floor and come in your warrior bee. I'll show you from the other side so we can see each other. So your heels are in one line. Lower the shoulders. Your legs don't move, keep them firm as if you're ripping your mat apart. And then inhale, upper body to the side. You can also do it with your elbow. Exhale to the center. Inhale, chest forward and slides down on your back of your knee and back. And again. Inhale, lengthen the side of your body. Exhale. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now you can place your right hand on your side. Step your right foot a bit closer. And see if you can place your hand on the floor. Or if you have a book or a block. And then flex your right foot and choose if your arm is by your side or if you want to stretch it up. Stack your hips on top of each other, your shoulders, and see if you can maybe look to the side or up, or if you keep looking towards the floor. One more breath here. And then step your foot far back and come into downward dog for 3 breaths. Hand shoulder width, feet hip distance apart. 1, 2, and 3. Then slowly come into high plank. We're going to continue with the abdominals. The full pose is like this when you're on the side of your foot. If that's too intense, you can bring the bottom knee down. So if you started, you bring the feet together and then you slowly roll to the side of the foot. Left hand is under your shoulder. 3 breaths. 1, keep lifting your hips or bring the knee down if it's too much. 2, and 3. Gently come to center and to the other side, either on the side of your foot or with your right knee on the floor. 1, 2, and 3. Press out into downward dog. And then step your right foot forward. Left heel to the floor. Make your heels in one line. And slowly come into your triangle pose. I'll show you from this side. So your feet only have to be about 1 meter distance apart in this pose. If you can reach the floor, you would like your hand to be on the outside of the foot. If it's here, somewhere on your leg or ankle, that's perfectly fine as well. Your arms are making a long line and your upper body is not in front. It's over your right leg. So stack your left hip on top of the right. Left shoulder on top of the right. And 2 more deep breaths here. Lengthen your spine. 1. And 2. Let's do that on the other side. Bend your right knee first. Press your feet into the floor to come up. And swap your feet. Right toes pointing forward. Left toes to the short side of the mat. Then push your right hip to the right. Lengthen through your left arm. And come into the pose. So not with your upper body here, but above your left leg. Stacking the hips and shoulders on top of each other. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Look towards the floor, bend the left knee, press down through the feet, and come forward like this. Now make sure you have a wide step in between your feet. So if your arms would be stretched, your wrists should be above your ankles. That's a perfect weight. Now inhale, bring your arms up, and exhale, kind of dive forward and see if you can grab your calves or your ankles. Then on your inhalation, bend your knees, look up, and exhale, lift the hips. Continue this. I'll show you from the side. So inhale, so if you're going to sit on a tiny chair, and exhale, straighten the legs. It might look more like this for you, which is totally fine. 3 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's stay here. And you can either hold on to your ankles or you can place your hands on your hips, but then roll the shoulders away from the ears, elbows pointing up to the ceiling. And make sure you feel your weight on the heels, but also on the balls of your feet. 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Keep pressing the feet down in the floor. Lift your pelvic floor muscles. Slowly come up. And exhale, step your feet together. We continue with a balancing pose, Vrksasana tree pose. So your right knee comes forward. I'll be your mirror image. And then it goes to the side. And you want to place it on the inside of the leg. You can also do it with your toes on the floor or your foot on the bottom part of the leg. Make sure you don't press into the knee. If it's above the knee, then the foot and the leg press equally towards each other. You can either place your hands in front of your heart or you bring them up. You can also open your arms so your shoulders are more down and relaxed. Choose your option for 3 more breaths. 1, focus on the point that's not moving. 2, and 3. Slowly bring the knee forward and step it down. Other side. Left knee up to the side and place your foot where is good for you. So you can also place the toes on the floor or place the foot lower than what I'm showing. Hands can be in front of the heart. You can bring them up. Choose an option for you. And then make sure you're working in 2 directions. So you work down, pressing down through the foot in the floor, but also lifting through the crown and maybe through your fingertips. Face relaxed, 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Slowly bring the knee forward, step the feet together, come in front of the short side of your mat into a sun salutation. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale, jump or step your feet back and choose cobra or upward dog. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push away from the floor for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then step your feet in the middle, cross your ankles, and come and sit down for Paschimottanasana. In this pose, we're stretching the back of our body. If you're kind of sitting like this at the beginning, then place your hands behind you so you can bring the chest up, lengthen through the spine, and you can already feel a stretch in the back of your legs. So then you're here, that's perfectly fine. You could also bend the knees a little bit and come forward, but make sure you still feel a stretch in the back of your legs as well. Otherwise, if you're here, you can practice sliding your hands forward, but make sure you always lengthen through the crown of your head. So not with the arch back, because that's bad for your lower back. So bring your chest forward, lengthen through your spine, and flex your feet. That's it. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, slowly move up. And now we're gonna open the chest and shoulders. If you can't have your weight on your wrists, you're doing it like this. Otherwise, you can make a table. Bringing the knees above the ankles, feet hip distance apart, and choose if you like to have your head back or keep your chin on your chest. For 3 more breaths. So keep lifting your hips. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly lower down your hips. Now cross your ankles, make yourself tiny and a little bit round. Hands not on the sides of your hips, but a little bit in front. And see if you can lift your hips off the floor. Sometimes you might have to do it with fists. If you can do that, see if you can do it with your toes, only your toes. If that's easy, try without your feet on the floor. That's it. In the next pose, you're gonna grab your right foot. Make sure you're sitting up straight, so lengthening through the spine. And then maybe you can straighten the leg. Maybe it stays bent. You can also grab it here, so maybe it's easier for you to straighten it. So you're working towards a straight leg, but it doesn't have to be straight yet. You should be able to feel a stretch on the back of the right leg, but make sure your spine is long, lengthen upwards through your crown of your head. 2 more breaths here. 1, keep flexing your left foot as well. And 2. Now keep holding your right foot with your left hand. I like to wrap it behind, but you could also do it in front to the other side. Just find a way to hold on to the foot. Now lengthen again. And now the hips don't move, only the upper body rotate. So from your navel upwards, your body will rotate. And you can look towards your right fingertip. Maybe you can do it with a straight leg, maybe it's bent. 2 more breaths here. 1. And 2. Inhale. Move your upper body forward and exhale. Place the foot down. We're moving to the left. Hold on to the foot, and maybe with a straight leg, maybe it's bent, maybe your hands are here, but make sure you're lengthening through the crown of your head. Gaze towards the big toe. 3 breaths. 1, 2, find your Ujjayi breath. We're breathing in and out through the nose. And 3, slowly moving into the other position. Either holding your foot like this or that, or your calf. Sit up straight, lengthen through the crown of your head. And then rotate your upper body. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, upper body forward. Exhale, bring your feet down. Then we are going to open the front of the body one more time. Either with your hands on the floor like this and the chest up, or maybe like a table pose. If you want to go a step further, you can also do it with straight legs, lifting your hips like this. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly lower the hips, cross your ankle, and try all the options. First, with your feet on the floor, only lifting the hips. If that's possible, try with only your big toes on the floor. If you can do that, try without the feet on the floor. And come back down. So then you're working on your core. Let's start like this now. Cross your legs, one in front of the other. And then bring your upper body from one side to the other. So on your inhalation, lengthen. Exhale, stretch to the side. And keep your sitting bones into the floor. When you stretch to the side here, Both sides one more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Then come back to center and bring your hands down. Stretch out forward for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come up and stretch out one leg. I'll let you choose which one you want to start with. This is my left leg. Make sure that your right knee, so from your bent leg, does not feel any tension. So you maybe have to bring the foot forward or to the side. You can also use a block underneath to let the leg rest. Then flex your left foot, or at least the one from your straight leg. Make yourself long and stretch to the side. If it's easy for you, you can grab your toes and place your other hand on the bent leg, but make sure you open your chest. And if you're more up, then your arm might be on your leg, and then you're here, opening your chest and bringing your elbow to the ceiling. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Sit back up, and then bring your hand to the opposite knee. So from my left to my right knee. And then sit up straight, lengthening through the crown of your head and rotating your upper body. So leave your hips where they are, only from the navel upwards. Start rotating, and then mostly from your chest area. 2 more breaths. 1, and 2. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, switch sides. So if you had a block, maybe you like to use it again on this side. And then bend to the side with both sitting bones on the floor. If you're up here, it looks like this, opening the chest towards the ceiling, bringing that elbow up. If you're holding onto your toes with your fingers, also rotate your chest to the ceiling. 2 more breaths. 1, and 2. Inhale, come sit up straight. Bring your opposite hand to knee. Lengthen through the spine upwards and rotate. Look over your shoulder. 2 more breaths. 1, and 2. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, upper body forward. Now place the soles of the feet together, and then a little bit away from you, so more forward. If you look down, you'll see a diamond shape in your legs. You actually might want to use blocks or books, so you can make a structure on which you can rest your head. You can also do it without them, letting your head rest in the air, or if you get closer to your legs, rest them in your hands or on your fists or maybe on your feet. If that's easy, bring it on the inside of the heels towards the floor. 3 more breaths here. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, slowly come out of your pose. And now let's go forward with the legs straight. In this position, you want to keep the knees and toes pointing up to the ceiling. It might be that you have to do it with your bent knees, because if you go forward, you want to make sure that you tilt your pelvis. So if you have your legs straight, maybe you're sitting in an arch with a round back, then you really have to bend your knees to sit up straight. Maybe here you feel the stretch already on the inside of your thighs. Maybe you can go a little bit forward. So find your place where you can still either keep your legs straight, if you can already have them straight from beginning, or how far you can come today. Stay here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly come back up. And you might want to help your legs close together. We are going to come on our back now, and in the next pose, make sure you always look up to the ceiling. If you've never done it, first look at me showing how to do it. If you currently have your period, women, they can choose to opt for another pose. We're going to do shoulder stand. So then you could choose this pose, a nice hip opener. Because in yoga philosophy, we say that the period, your cycle might become irregular if you do upwards, or how you say, inverted poses during your menstruation cycle. So if you can do it, you can bring the knees up and then bring the hips up in the air. In the beginning, it looks like this with your knees close to your eyebrows. After a while, you can bring your legs more up towards the ceiling, trifle your hands more up towards your shoulder blades, and then make sure your neck is free from the ground. Only flex your toes, so stretch out the legs through the balls of your feet. And slowly, slowly over time, the hips get more above your shoulders. The legs are close together, so you have active legs. And from this point in the yoga class, the body will slowly take over your breath. You don't really have to manipulate it anymore, making it long and deep. Might become a bit more superficial now, which is fine. Let the body take over. Focus on lengthening upwards towards the ceiling, and then slowly bring the knees to your eyebrows and roll out of the pose. And then let's all come with the soles of our feet together, knees open to the side, your arms close to your body. Then push your elbows into the floor, roll over your head so you can support yourself on the back of your head. Your chin is open, chest is up, your head and hips are on the floor. 2 more breaths here. 1 and 2. Bring your chin to chest, the elbows firmly in the floor, and then let your head relax on the floor. Now bring your arms to the side, knees to your chest, and then roll your legs to the right. They come on the floor, the left shoulder comes off the floor, breathe into it, and your head can roll either to the left or right. If you want it more intense, you can bring the knees more up towards your armpits, or you can cross the top leg over the bottom leg. Feel what you need. Feel the rotation in your lower back. Breathe into it and let all the muscles and tissues relax. 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. Slowly bring the legs up. Come line a nice straight line, and then bring the legs to the left. Breathe into that shoulder. You can also choose to bring your arm by your ear or let it rest on your side. Do what feels good. The main part of this pose is the rotation in your lower back. So feel the stretch and breathe into it. Let all the tension go on every exhalation. 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. Come lie on your back. Make yourself tiny, nice round spine, nose to knees. And then stretch out for Shavasana, the final relaxation pose. This is the most important part of the class, where you let your body rest Seems very easy, but actually it's not the easiest pose because you also want to relax your mind. And every minute we seem to have about 1,000 thoughts. So if you can bring them back to one thought, then you're doing great. It's called mindfulness practice. First, relax your body further. Your feet are hip distance apart. Roll your toes in and out a few times. And then let the toes rest, rolling towards the side. So your hips are nicely relaxed and wide on the floor. Then do the same with your arms. Bring your hand palms on the floor, hand palms towards the sky. Do it a few times. And then let your arms rest with your hand palms facing up. Then only lift the chest a little bit. Bring the shoulder blades in closer. And then lie down so you're on your full shoulder blades. Then slowly roll your head from one side to the other. Back to center, chin on chest. And lie down on your head so your muscles in your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Notice all the contact points with the floor. And how your body feels heavier and heavier. Then focus on your face. Let your jaws relax. Relax your tongue. Relax your lips. Relax your nose and your cheeks. Relax your ears. Relax your eyes and eyelids. And relax all the skin on your head. Now your body is fully relaxed. And you can start to relax your mind. Choose a mindfulness practice that works for you. For example, you can be an observer and notice how your breath moves in and out of your body and visualize that. Or you pick a point on your body and focus all your attention on that one single point. And then whenever your mind wanders, you only have to notice that your mind is wandering, and then you bring it back to your mindfulness practice. I'll let you continue practicing for another minute, and then my voice will return. While you're practicing mindfulness, I would like to read a short story about mindfulness. The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Progress has gifted us with free time. Only a few generations ago, most people had to spend every waking moment gathering food and ensuring their own survival. But now, almost everyone on the planet gets to enjoy at least some recreation and entertainment on a daily basis. One problem now, of course, is that we have an overabundance of entertainment. There's so much to experience and enjoy that we can't possibly stay on top of it all. That's why we've developed FOMO, fear of missing out. But here's the thing, we don't need to be an early bird. We don't need to get every worm. Too often, the first mouse loses itself to the pursuit, and the second mouse is the one that gets to relish the abundance. Living in the now means arriving when we arrive and experience what we experience. Striving to get there first or achieve trivial things is usually mindless. Now think to yourself, I don't need to be first. I don't need to know or experience everything. I will arrive when and where I arrive. And slowly become aware of your body and the room where you are. If you like to stay here a bit longer lying down, please do. You can pause the video. Otherwise, pretend you're waking up in your bed. Stretch out your arms and your legs. And then slowly bring the knees to chest and roll on one side. Taking a moment to slowly awaken. And then use one of your hands to push yourself up to a sit. So we can end the class together with a bow. Place your hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes one more time. And think of that little story about not having to be the first one all the time. Think to yourself that you arrive when you arrive. And then slowly bow forward. And come back up. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again next time.